Alright, on today's video, I've got something I'm pretty excited to share with you that came out of SHOT Show 2025. And that is a new company that I'm going to be working with this year called Aimwin. So a few weeks before I left for SHOT Show, Aimwin reached out to me and they asked me if I would be interested in doing some optic reviews for them. Now, when I got to SHOT Show, I went and met up with Aimwin. We talked a little bit about the company, the optics that they had out, and the optics that they had coming out in the future. Now, Aimwin is a company based out of Washington, but the optics are Chinese-made optics. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to talk a little bit about the company, and we're going to be doing an unboxing on two different optics that they sent out to the channel. The first optic is the PN330. This is an RMSC footprint optic. And the PN320, which is an RMR footprint optic. They also sent out a brochure that's got quite a few upcoming products coming out that I'm really excited about. And I am going to show you that in this video as well. So let's head over to the other bench. We'll get both of these optics unboxed. We'll go over all the specs. And then at the end of the video, we'll talk about what we've got coming up in the future with Aimwin. All right, we're over on the other bench. Let's take a quick look at the packaging, and they did a very nice job on these boxes. Now, I don't want to make this video too long, and I've already had the lids off of both of these optics, and the packaging is pretty much exactly the same. So we will just do an unboxing on the PN320, and then I'll just bring a picture up on the screen of everything that comes in the box with the PN330. All right, the lid just lifts off of here, and as soon as you open it, you have your owner's manual. It's just a black and white paper, nothing too fancy. We've got two sets of screws. Looks like they give you one extra in case you drop one. Got a black lens cleaning cloth. Got a very small Allen wrench. One of the batteries goes in this hole, but I've already taken the battery out and installed it in the optic, and they do supply you with a second battery. All right, here is our PN320. Let's get some real quick specs out of the way. This has an overall length of 1.79 inches. It has a height of 1.21 inches and a width of 1.11 inches. This has a weight of 1.34 ounces, and it is made out of T6 aluminum. Now, the PN320 does have a side load battery. You will remove these two screws. You do have a little slot there to grab, pull the tray out. It does run on a CR1632 battery, and the battery life is 10,000 hours, but it does not specify if that's on the lowest setting or the middle setting. Now, this does have a hard anodized finish, and on this side you do have your up and your down button to adjust your brightness levels, and this does have 11 brightness settings. There are 9 daytime settings and 2 night vision compatible settings. The PN320 does have a window size of 24 by 19.5 millimeters. Not a bad size window at all. And I know I said it at the very beginning of the video, but this does have the RMR footprint. Alright, let's talk about the dot. Now, I've got it turned all the way up. It's pretty bright. It's not the brightest red dot I've had on the channel, but it's bright enough. Now, I do have astigmatism, and this dot is starbursting a little bit. It's not the worst dot I've seen, and it's not the best I've seen. Now, the red dot on this is a 2 MOA red dot, but one of the features that I really like about this optic, it does have a multi-reticle system. So it does have a 2 MOA dot with a 32 MOA circle. Now to cycle through the multi-reticle system, you're going to hold the up button. Takes about 3 seconds. There's your dot and circle. Now we have just the circle. And we're back to just the dot. Now I know the camera is not picking up the reticles very well, so I will bring a picture up on the screen what the 3 reticles look like. Now this optic does have shake awake and it does work. I tested it 2 or 3 times. It takes 5 minutes to go into standby, and as soon as you tap the optic or grab whatever it is mounted on, it will turn back on. When we do the range review video on this optic, I will show you that the shake awake works. Now the PN320 does have an IPX7 waterproof rating, and it is shockproof up to 2000 Gs. In the last couple specs, obviously this is 1x magnification, and it is parallax free. Alright, anytime I do an unboxing video on an optic, I like to check the windage and elevation to see how tactile and audible the clicks are. So we're going to start here with the windage. Okay, I did not expect that. These are very tactile clicks. Very audible. I doubt the camera's going to pick that up. Let's test the elevation. Same thing. Okay, they did a really nice job with the windage and elevation. Now the windage and elevation adjustments on the PN320 are 1 MOA per click, and you do have 50 MOA of total travel on the windage and elevation. Now let's talk about the warranty. This comes with a 5-year warranty, and if you register the product, it will extend the warranty out to 10 years. But the majority of optics nowadays have a lifetime warranty, so keep in mind this one does not. Now let's dive into the PN330. Now this optic has the RMSC footprint. It does have a built-in backup iron sight. I really like seeing that because a lot of slides that you mount RMSC dots on, you do lose the rear sight. Here is the other side. There is the top and the front. And here's the bottom, and I know this is going to already turn some people off. This does have a bottom load battery. And one thing with a nice short base like this, you should have no issue picking up the front sight with your built-in rear iron sight if the optic goes down. A lot of times with optics like this that are side load battery, they're going to have a pretty tall base on them, and you lose that ability to co-witness your sights. And while we're talking about the bottom load battery, this is a CR2032 battery. It does have 20,000 hours of runtime. The shake awake works great. When I do the actual range review on this optic, I will show you that the shake awake works. Let's go over some quick dimensions on this. This is 1.61 inches in length. It is 1.06 inches wide, and it is 0.96 inches tall. This only weighs 0.81 ounces, but the housing on this one is constructed out of 7075 T6 aluminum. And it does have a hard anodized finish. Now your brightness adjustments on the PN330, your up button is on this side, and your down button is on this side. Now I've got the optic turned on. I do have it turned all the way up, and it's pretty bright. It's not the brightest optic I've tested on the channel, but it is better than some that I've tested. Now I do have astigmatism, and this dot is starbursting a little bit, but it's not bad at all. I have seen a lot worse. Now if you do not want to use the shake awake, you can hold the down button. Takes about 5 seconds and the optic will shut off. But if you do want to use the shake awake, make sure you hit your plus button, turn the optic back on, and then do not manually shut it off. Let it shut itself off so the shake awake works. Now on the website, they are stating that this has an IPX7 waterproof rating, and I don't know how true that is. I did look in the box. There is no waterproof seal that comes with this. So keep that in mind. This is going to mount directly to a metal slide. So I don't know if I trust that IPX7 rating. But the PN330 is shockproof up to 2000 Gs. Alright, now it's time to test the windage and elevation. I like to do this in every unboxing video. I like to see how tactile and audible the clicks are. Let's start off with the windage. Okay, unlike the PN320, these are not very tactile, and they are not audible at all. They're nice and stiff, and this really never is an issue with any optic I've reviewed on the channel. But keep in mind, they are not tactile and they are not audible. Now let's test the elevation, see if it's the same. Same thing with the elevation. This one's actually a little tighter than the windage, but there is no audible clicks and they are not tactile. Alright, I promised you guys I will give you a sneak peek of this catalog that they sent me. So we'll open this up. And there is our PN320 that we just did the unboxing on. But the next two are the ones that I'm super excited about. So this is the PE320. And this is an enclosed emitter dot. And this is going to have a solar panel. And this one is just super cool. This is an enclosed emitter dot. But this has the RMS-C footprint. And they will be coming out with weapon lights. And if these lights look pretty familiar, these look exactly like the lights from Nightcore. So I do believe that Nightcore probably has something to do with this company or owns this company, which is a good thing because Nightcore makes some pretty good flashlights. Alright, I am going to head down to the bench and get these mounted up on our test guns, and then I'll bring those guns back and show you what the optics look like on both of our test guns. Alright, I got the optics mounted up on our test guns, and this is just a Glock 19 clone build. I like shooting this gun. I haven't shot it for a while. And this is the one I am the most excited about. I've got the PN330 mounted on our Smith & Wesson 22 Magnum. Alright, this is what we got coming up on the channel. We're going to do two separate review videos. The PN330 will get its own review video, and the PN320 will get its own review video. So this is my first impressions with the Aimwin Optics right out of the box. The biggest pro with these two optics is the multi-reticle system. And when you're using the circle and the dot, even with as bad as my astigmatism is, they are pretty crisp. And the next pro is the price. Kinda. If you go on their website, these dots are running right around 230 beans. But I did find them on Amazon for under 200 beans. And I do believe the 330 was like $10 cheaper than the PN320. So the biggest thing with these two optics are at that price, they have to be good. Because they do have some tough competition. Xalisi is already coming in quite a bit cheaper than these optics. And I've tested a lot of them on the channel, and so far they've all been great. Siley, another good company, also has optics in that price range. And Gideon Optics, which we all know are really well made optics, and they're all right around that price point or 30, 40 beans higher. So there's some really tough competition in this market, especially at the price point. Now let's talk about the cons with these optics. The biggest con is going to be that warranty. The 5-year warranty out of the box or the 10-year warranty if you register the optic. And we go back to the three companies we just talked about, which are pretty much right in that price range. All three of those companies are offering a lifetime warranty. Now, first impressions wise, I have no cons with this optic. But I do kind of have a con with this optic, and that's the bottom load battery. Especially when it did not come with a rubber seal to put between the slide and the optic, and the website claiming that it is IPX7 waterproof rated. Now, what I'm most excited about when it comes to this company are those two enclosed emitter dots that I showed you in that brochure. And if they can keep both of those optics under 250 beams with a multi-reticle system, then they are definitely going to be a force in the budget arena when it comes to enclosed dots. So keep an eye out. I will have the reviews coming out on these two optics shortly. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.